Alright.
Plateau got messed up earlier because I accidentally. Because it did, yeah, because it didn't set the HP. But there, but it automatically healed you anyway. Okay, it did. I was just about to do it myself. Yeah, because you represent the character sheet, so. Right. Okay, cool. So I'm back to max.
Yay.
Alright, that's everyone's turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's moved accordingly, so. Yeah. The enemy's turn.
Next turn. I could probably.
You could probably go ahead. I don't.
Well, I'm a healer. If I lose.
It's enemy's turn.
I know. The gate is attacked twice. The gate's starting to crumble. Or it's beginning to show damage. It is them taking them a little bit longer because only 2 of them can attack it instead of the 3rd. Shit.
Ha!
As a healer, I'm like, no, I don't want to leave without you.
That's the enemy's turn. Nathan's turn, essentially.
Is Nathan going to charge at them to fight them, or basically run? We're all just screaming at him to run.
Yeah, unfortunately, because you all are taking up the road, he has to go around the long way. But still, it's still the same move, regardless.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair. I guess.
That's fair.
Player's turn. There's a ball.
Can you?
Heal me, please. No, because she should be able to use the.
Sarah would like to move here and attack the mage.
Okay,
Well,
Rose.
technically, I can't use haiku. I have to be in between 2 players.
But yeah.
Because why not? If I can one-shot it, I will one-shot it.
But what if you die?
Then I get some damage on it.
But hold on, just let me.
I have full health.
Hey, attack them. They can counterattack them.
Rose, you can, in order to switch healing items to heal someone else, you go to your items. Alright, open every character sheet and go down to your weapon. Alright, click the modify button. Alright, click it.
Where?
Should be close to the bottom of that section. The bottom right corner of where your weapons are. Inventory. Yeah, click that. And I already did it for you, but once you click that, you should see like a trash can icon or an icon with 3 bars. And you click modify and the weapons tab. The weapons at the very bottom. Weapons tabs. There should be a button on the very bottom. Let's add and modify.
There's modify.
Yeah, click on modify 1 time. Click modify 1.
Okay.
Don't do it because it may crash my API. Okay, when you click it, now the weapon should turn slightly white. You should see a red trash can icon and a white button appear with 3 black lines. Once you clicked modify, yes, okay. I already did it for you, but when you want to change which weapon you use, you click the white and you drag it up and it'll switch their order. Like, right, so you click and hold on the white button and drag it up or beneath the other to change the order. See how I keep shuffling them like then I'm gonna hit done.
I don't see. Oh, you already did.
Yes. Looking at the character sheet while he did it. It may not show it because it's modifying. Jesse can just show her later. I'll try. Without having an example on my sheet, it's difficult to do. But now you should be able to use staff, and your range should be able to reach Edward. because you're using your Bloom Festal.
Okay.
Because it has a range of 1 to 2, but it has less healing power.
Okay. So, what next time I'm healing someone would do that?
Well, if you want to switch to the other one, yeah.
This gives you a ranged option.
Okay. Can I?
So instead of having to be right next to somebody.
But you want to heal Edward, so you want to heal him from a range because you don't want to get closer to the enemy. So you want to use the one I switched to. So just use staff, click F.
Okay. So. Okay. So.
Just completely ignore your character sheet and just click use that. There you go. Yeah, use the Bloom Festal. You can now heal people at 1 to 2 when you have the Bloom Festal.
Switching out in between them costs are an action.
No.
No.
Because you could choose which one to use before you use your action.
Got
Like, say, if Skull could have 3 swords, he could have an armor, a killer blade, and a regular iron sword. He could switch to which one he wants. But once you end your turn equipped it, it is equipped until your next. So if he uses his armor killer and kills a knight with it, if the paladin can be like, oh hey, look at that, and just attacks him with his spear.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Bloom Stall is not officially equipped.
It's not as powerful on the healing, but it allows you to do it at range.
Yeah, which will help right now.
That allows you to have more versatility and be able to do different. You can heal us either up way.
Yeah.
But you have to specify which weapon you're using to heal.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah. Before my turn, I have to make sure. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have the right one in the top order.
Okay, Sarah, you should be good.
Okay.
So that doesn't take my turn because I did it before my turn.
No.
Switching weapons.
Yeah, switching weapons.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, I'm going for that definitely.
Your resistance is too high for his wind magic, and plus you have advantage because weapons. So.
Didn't one shot him.
I may not have, but I took him down to half health.
So how far can I be?
It's still gonna cost you at least 2 turns.
The range Vestal has a 1 to 2, so you can now heal from here to or diagonal.
Okay, cool.
Any square diagonal is considered 2 square.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, Edward, what would you like to do? Sarah, use her turn attack.
Can I attack the guy inside the...
Technically, yes.
So go... And...
Or you could just attack him from here from range, because you shoot over 1.
I don't know why everybody's attacking. We could have already been to the gate now.
Excuse me, no we can't. Nathan's not there yet. We're trying...
If you would have moved all 5 squares, you'd be right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not one of the people that took up the road!
Well, if I had known that was a mechanic, maybe I wouldn't.
We already...
Like I said, he can move through you guys, but he can't stop on you guys.
Okay.
So if he doesn't have the move to go through you, he can't. But yeah, Edward, if you go here, you can attack the swordsman from here. Because right. Mages have been wall banging and Fire Emblem for years. Yeah, there's a solid wall you have to break through. The mage behind it can still attack you.
Just throwing it out there. Every time you guys move away, that.
Yeah.
Exim is
Goes right.
Because right now it's going to take Sarah to complete 2 turns to make it to the.
Oh, me, I'm right, kind of right, right next to you.
That's
Right. You guys can.
That's why I was mostly I was gonna wait for you guys to catch up.
This point is her choice.
What my?
It was Paige.
Yeah, and I chose it because I still have the ability to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, okay.
How?
Yeah, what ability you gonna use? Out of curiosity.
Just let her show you. So what are you doing, Umbreon? Umbreon,
Oh yeah.
what would you like to do?
I'd like to stay here, so I have a quicker escape.
Actually, because you can attack from here, your next turn you could still get out.
Sure.
For you, it's literally just a free attack at that, because he can't fight back. Ooh, good stuff.
Feels.
Heals back. Wait, he actually has a dodge on you. What's wrong, Edward? You didn't apply your perfectionist, did you?
He can't, remember, he
No.
had it removed.
No, I get it back every time I have full HP. I forgot it.
Yeah, so you practically can't miss anyway, so. What does it matter? The enemy's turn, the mage attacks the gate, the sword attacks the gate actually breaks, but that's their entire. They can't move or nothing, so, you know. This boy. How you doing? It's your favorite friend again.
Did someone just rage on us?
Sorry, that wasn't.
He actually hit you, Edward, so you lose perfectionist.
Wasn't trying to rage. I was.
The game giveth and the game taketh away.
Yeah, those spearmen, despite what their hit is, they always hit you.
Wasn't trying to rage. Just.
That's the enemy's turn. The ally's turn. Nathan can leave. Which he tells you all is the best turn. Which he does. He leaves. Whoops, wrong.
Yeah, I also Nathan. I was like, guys, I seen Nathan. He's already at the gate. We need to go now.
We literally hear him say, okay, he's
Yeah.
gone. We literally hear him say this.
Oh.
Just
Yeah,
go
he
with
said
him.
it out loud.
Just go with him.
And he's gone. Player's turn. There's no longer allies in the turn order, so you'll just skip over allies. So now it's just player, enemy, player, enemy.
Alright, who do you guys wanna alright, first off, just have Crystal go through the exit already. I'd love to
Sure.
we might need a little help here since we're pretty much just holding them off as we back up.
Are you sure you want me to leave?
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh, like guys. Sure. Like my character.
You're within striking distance. Enemies prefer cleric targets.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Blue just sounds. Blue just sounds so disappointed in us.
yeah, I am.
No, they're leaving,
Now we're gonna have to fight our way.
or you could just leave.
The API crashed on me, so it doesn't matter.
Like, you could just leave. Because you are all your own players. She made her choice.
Yeah, it's like Sarah's able to make it out.
Actually, you're not. You're going to be short because diagonals are.
Yep, that's what I've been trying to.
And the green squares are your exit.
Yeah, it'll be at least one square short. It's gonna take you 2 turns to get out of here. Why I'm a little. Because now it's gonna take you a full 2 turns. Means all the rest. Make sure you make it out of here.
Technically, she can only be hit by one of them. Because if she moves all the way back, she'll only have one tile in front of her. The only one that can hit her would be the spear. That's the only one she has to get.
Literally.
Luckily, there's no slow and there's no attack of opportunity.
Literally, so long as we kill the guy right beside Edward, we be good. So you know what? I'm just
And
gonna.
as far as you're aware, yeah, he can't one-shot you, so.
So just to take care of him.
Paige, hold on. Before you do that, note that when you attack, your turn ends. And when you attack,
Okay, then forget what I did.
all of these can hit you.
Alright, forget that earlier. I'm just gonna move her to the exit since Blue keeps.
I'm just inside. This is my best option.
Okay.
Just run over and get rid of the son.
He's dead. There moves. Edward, what do you?
Edward says thank you, and moves here. That'll be.
Yeah.
Chris,
So you can.
Oh, no.
Rose,
Yeah.
you need to delete your character. Edward's trying to leave.
Oh, I don't.
You can be on the same square.
Yeah, in this instance you can because you're technically not there.
Yeah, that'd be 5 squares.
How do I take off my character?
Just click your character and hit the icon for your character and hit the delete button.
Oh, you didn't crit. You just hit him twice because you're faster than him.
Okay. My character.
And Edward makes his escape.
Yep.
Alright, Edward's dead, so removed. That's players. Enemy's turn. Let's see, can the mage do it? He can.
But
He can.
well, wait, don't they have to go around the bridge though?
It broke. So essentially it's not there anymore.
Well, this boy made a mistake.
I thought they broke the gate.
Because essentially the gatehouse and the gate is all one unit. for instances of wall.
Okay.
He made a mistake.
He's done. The mage knows he can't hurt. He only hits Vic for 5.
I can't hit him at all.
No, because he's attacking from range.
Is Vic being ganged up on?
Yep.
Oh, good. I forgot to change his health. Whoop.
Double attack. Double attack with the counter.
That one went right over my head because he is technically already dead. Whoops. Forgot to give him health.
How much health would he have gotten?
Ooh, he lands at 9.
But he dead.
But I still one shot. Fucking 8. Woo! This is what I was afraid of right here. This is what I was afraid of. I run in and try to save everybody, and I almost get my ass killed in the process.
Just get to the exit! Just run!
That's why I said, are you sure?
Just run! Rose, we will sort it out later. Vic, just run.
5. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
She wants it out of there.
You can't move through the enemy, but even so, 5 is around, so you're good.
Yeah. 5.
And Sarah's out.
You escape.
Looks like ladies first.
Vic's like, well, Sarah's like, okay, out of character, we probably have 2 on our tail.
Mm-hmm.
Vic says, thankfully, I'm pretty quick.
She goes, you want to deal with these guys while we're running? Or do you want to wait till we get with the rest of the group?
Did you see those hits I took?
Good point. Let's get to the rest of the group.
They would stop following when you actually get too far out of the village, or at least the mages do, as they continue to search the rest of the houses that you guys. And by search, I mean clean or clear.
Okay. I assume we now meet up with the rest of the party in a camp area.
They're gonna keep moving because there's still flying horses in the horizon over.
Pegasus.
Okay. So I guess we're running for a while.
Keep running for a while. You may want to get into some forested areas to hide from their sight.
Dark forest, it is.
And Skull is unconscious to point you to the nearest cave. So.
Can my crystal?
Because you're gonna have to stop running to do that.
Basically, just get into the forest first, and then we wake him up.
Would I be able to maybe pick up on something?
You don't know the area as much.
Again, we get into the dark forest, we wake Skull up.
We wake him up to a really tense situation.
We wake him up when we get into safety.
Yeah. Place to hide now.
Yes, and the dark forest seems to be closest.
Yeah, the dark forest. You know, the dark forest is the nearest land.
Hey, Vic, just wait a minute. Just, did you find any places that we might be able to hide in the forest while you were there?
Shakes his head. No, just places to camp. I wasn't really hiding.
I know. Dang.
I wasn't keeping an eye out for that sort of thing.
Any caves?
Sarah goes, we aren't looking for a place to camp right now. We're literally just hiding in the trees.
No.
So long as we can get out of their sight and manage to buy enough time to wake Skull up and let him lead, then we should be good.
Yeah. Once we get Skull to safety, I can wake him up.
God dang it. Really? Oh my god, what?
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm
Me
scared.
too, dadgummit.
The last couple rolls were just to see if I was gonna roll any more 12s.
Got it 3 times.
But as you guys run for a while, those knights begin getting closer. Mainly the Kensai Knight is the one who's guiding them towards you. The Kensai Knight's able to keep his eyes on you.
Dang it.
His eyesight is extraordinarily good. As a while, as you guys would start hitting straight stretches before you take turns, he would actually be beginning to stand up on the bird as mid-flight, beginning to draw his bow.
Mm-hmm.
I
But then
assume.
he's gonna make a bank and he can't hit you. Yeah, his range is pretty retarded.
He can't hit us because his range is stupid.
He has a sniper.
Yeah. I was just about to say, he's probably got like a range of like 8 squares. 9 maybe.
Like as long as he himself can keep perfect dead straight accuracy, essentially it's artillery. But if he can't shoot you guys.
He said the magic word, artillery. This guy is a god on the battlefield when it comes to sniping folks' heads off, man. Damn. Oh, wow.
He'd pull the bow back, flick a finger or something in his hand, and the arrow would ignite in light, and by the light, purple light.
Purple flames.
But as soon as you guys break, he can't aim for you. He can't change his aim.
Basically, you try to shoot us, but basically he can't because we moved. And
Well, no. He doesn't take the shot because we.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, essentially his range is really good, but he can only aim straight from this distance.
Yeah. If something's too fast, he can't keep a beat on it, and he can't aim properly.
As Joseph would know, because the 19 right there. Joseph would say he doesn't know how it's possible. This seems like a weaponized version of Shadow Shot.
Do any of us know?
Roll Arcana because it's magic involved.
I'd say I have no idea what that is, but I'll give it a shot.
I have a con. That's one of my abilities. But it's skills, that's just.
Nope.
Sarah got no clue.
No.
Really try.
However, you do know it's related to monsters and some.
I do.
Yeah.
I know that. Huh. Isn't that like a monster-based thing?
It is a monster. Oh, out of character. It's a monster's. Just look for Arcana, and then roll a d20 plus the total number. You do
It's
that
at the
for every
top.
skill check.
I know, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have proficiency. Yeah, Rose, it definitely belongs to a monster.
I go, yep, that's definitely belongs to a monster.
In which.
That's why I picked Arcana as one of my skills. So happy.
Nah, like you don't have to say that because we could just assume you are relaying what I tell you to the party in this instance.
I know. I'm just saying overall.
So, where's the monsters at? Because it belongs to one special kind of monster, in which even Joseph would, once you guys get into the deep woods where they can't keep eyesight on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Where did it go? Hold on. Shadow Shot. Let's take a look. Shadow Shot. It only belongs to Gorgons in Arkham of which you guys know the floating eyeballs you guys fought beforehand?
Yeah.
Which the other players would know this was a random fight? Arc Moguls are like, think of the ones that lived for an extremely long time.
I don't think I was a part of that fight, was I?
No, you weren't. It was the random one. Nothing really came of it.
Okay.
But the Arc Mogul is the ones that it's essentially the promoted version of the first one.
Oh, great. So it's like a beholder.
Pretty
Essentially,
much.
yeah. Like except without eye stalks,
Yeah. It's just one.
it's all over its body.
Oh, okay. I got you.
The Arc Mogul, the stats of Shadow Shot. It has a might of 13, a hit percentage of 70%, a crit chance of 5%, and a range of 3 to 10.
We do not want to get hit by that.
Wow, that is some range right there.
Yeah, and it only belongs to them.
Only
Damn.
that creature can use it.
Normally, yes, or Gorgon,
So
which are.
Dang.
What?
That's a good question.
If I got that stuff, I can't use it.
No, but that's the thing. Like, supposedly there is no way to use it. There's like only the monster.
Sarah just shout.
Oh,
Sarah just says, "Are we really talking about this when we're supposed to be running?"
We're in the like
Yes.
this is long after you're in the.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Big just kind of comments. He says, "Wait a minute. Like, from what you guys have said, like only a monster should be able to use that, right?"
Joseph nods. He says, "Like, why do you think in some way they managed to weaponize?"
But the better question is how.
By the way,
That I don't know.
How do you
Sir-
take he's like, Joseph, you're probably the best person to ask this. How would you take the ability of a monster and make it into something that a mage or someone
Yeah.
would you go about doing?
He shakes his head. I haven't researched that. But
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's.
Be interesting.
I don't expect you to know anything or know everything. But,
Sarah.
I mean, the only. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sarah just sort of like takes, since are they safe in the deep woods?
Yes, because you have cover from him.
Sarah goes, that
Yeah,
reminds
and
me. Here
Sir
you go.
Snipes a lot can't see you, so.
She hands Joseph the reeking box.
You can add it to his inventory. You can look up Nosferatu to add it to your weapons.
Vic says, "Oh yeah, by the way, anybody else find any cool stuff while we were in there?" I found.
Just that and some gold, which I had to use to convince Edward to move faster.
So Edward has 100 plus gold.
Yay!
She
Vic
goes,
says,
by
"I
the.
found a cool ring."
Alright.
I have no idea what it does.
Check with the others.
He's like, "I was gonna check with you." I have no idea what it is, but it looks cool. I like it. Normally not one for jewelry, but yeah.
Sarah just seems honest. It's seen that Vic goes ask one of the others, aka one of the NPCs.
Yeah.
Alright, you can. As which they just say, they all look at it. I do all their stuff real quick. In order. Unless they're awake and conscious. No. Depending on who that one is. Who did you go to first?
Joseph.
Joseph would not know this rig. He has not studied magical items yet. He mainly is researching magic itself. Who's the second person you go to?
Sarah.
Sarah don't want to answer it even if she knows. She just.
Okay, who's the next NPC you'll take it to?
By the way, Sarah just sort of like says, by the way, Crystal, I think you should help Skull and his friend out.
Yeah.
Friend.
Itza and Skull are both unconscious, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess Nathan?
Nathan looks at it. You know, I think I heard of these.
Yeah. Did anything special? I mean, this is a great.
He shrugs. It depends if you believe in legends and all.
Depends
Well, supposedly if your bond with your mate is so high, having one of these can, well, it can bring forth that bond. Manifest it.
So it's a love.
He nods. Yeah.
It kind of has like this very.
In very broad terms. Yeah.
Kind of like rubs his hand on the back of his. He's like, well, guess I'll keep it in case I find somebody special. Kind of blushes.
Aww.
Aww.
Okay.
Aww.
Quite. But that's just what the legend says. Actual proof of that, I don't.
Well, maybe one of these days I'll be able to put it to the test. Who knows? Only time will tell.
You're still young. You got plenty of time.
Well, appreciate the help.
I hate how the only video of the shadow shot animation is when someone uses the glit to acquire it for a player when it's impossible.
I want Crystal to wake the people who are unconscious.
You can. You can just take the time to do that.
Yeah.
Sarah's going to just talk
Which
to
you can get
Joseph.
them up. It's important, Rose. Who do you get up first?
Skull.
Alright, as you do. He just sort of panics a little.
Skull?
Welcome
Yeah.
back, Skull.
You
Alright.
okay?
Yeah, just a hole in my stomach for the time being.
Here, let me banish that for you.
You can't wait. Hold on.
I don't know if I can do that.
You just can. Again, you have time. I'm not going to make you roll a check for when you have time for, and you're going to take the time to do it.
Oh.
Oh, why is your resistance minus 11? Okay. It should only be minus... My dude. Your defense should also only be minus 1, my dude. As if you're...
What can I roll for that?
You don't need to roll. You're taking time. There's no need to...
Oh.
Skull Sheet's broken for the current moment, though? Like, it's saying he has negative 10 resistance? For some reason, I don't know why. Did my API break?
Maybe
Probably because of seal.
Yeah, you never changed it back.
But no, like, it says he has he technically has 2 resistance. He has a debuff because of his weapon, so it's minus 1, but it's totaling at minus 10. Wait a minute. You know, I'm just gonna read this. Yeah, let's go to generic force.
Yep.
Yeah, the gang's all here.
Yep. Sarah's just sort of like...
almost the entire gang's.
Sarah is going to talk with Joseph.
Okay. I'm trying to make a roll. Skull real quick, but I need to reload. Maybe they'll fix this sheet. I hope. Because if not, oh boy, we got a problem.
No.
He's just gonna auto die to any mage. No, like he's still like subtracting out at minus 10. Fucking why?
Can I heal him?
Like I said, you don't need to.
He just has negative 10 resistance.
For some reason. Okay, it fixed itself for some reason. There, I got it. Maybe that's why the mages are doing a lot more damage than they should have.
Come on. That's not for you.
But yes, I was making a roll for Skull real quick. He needs to roll a perception.
Got the entourage we got here.
Yeah.
Technically, motherfuckers are supposed to be controlling some of these.
Yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting about that.
in combat.
Keep forgetting about that. Like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be controlling guys.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oops.
Oh no. The resist roll. Oh god.
Here we go. Freaking that one.
He failed to resist.
Not notice anything apparently.
No, it's not that.
Oh.
It's that he was trying to not notice something.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Now he needs to roll a stealth against whoever's looking at him. Perception.
Who, at school?
Yeah, whoever's really looking at.
Well, I think I am right now.
Yeah, you can roll perception.
Okay.
Ooh, he does not have stealth. He only has deception proficiency, not stealth. Ooh, you rolled average. Come on, Edward. You have your art enemy right there. You can glare at her all.
He's trying to ignore her because he doesn't want to start a fight infighting this early. He's waiting for level 10 so he can get super effective damage on her.
We're all waiting for level 10. All of us.
That's when she promotes to a griffin rider.
I got it.
She's no longer on
And
the
I
dragon.
use a perception to see what's going on.
You sure can. No. There's always the one.
Can I do an insight check on Skull?
You need to see it first.
Okay, you're right, yeah. I have nothing in bonuses to perception.
Sarah doesn't see what's going on while she's talking to Joseph.
No.
Yeah, Vic's just...
Kitty. Okay.
Roll that perception, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you see. I told you need to see it first. You didn't roll a perception yet, so you have to.
Oh, I was just kind of... Okay.
You actually did. Oh my god.
Thanks.
I'm kind of mad.
You told me to roll it. I wasn't going to. I was going to let it pass. But okay.
Everyone else literally has less than he does. Everyone just rolled superly above average except Pam. Feels bad.
Hmm.
I'm surprised I did that well.
I am too.
Me too. I got a
Roll
20
insight.
on my perception.
Roll insight before I say what happens. Then we'll get to you.
Oh, I have to roll insight as well.
No. Because you wanted to do an insight. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Ignore.
Oh my fuck. Okay.
23.
We have proficiency in it?
Yeah, dude.
Why?
Reasons like...
Nice.
Reasons like this, I have proficiency in insight and acrobatics.
It's like, as soon as I say I'm making a resistance roll for something, I always or critical fail. Almost all.
That's you're like, you have proficiency in it? Why? Because reasons like...
Well,
Good reason.
all of you see it, but Paige. Feels bad because you're too busy focusing at Joe. You're too busy focusing on another guy. So essentially, like, party layout, sort of like this. So I'll just rough estimate.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever Edward is, Vanessa's on the opposite.
Wow.
Just assume Edward's watching from atop a tree.
The scorned lovers.
I don't think you want to be next on the list.
Alright, where did Where's Joseph at currently?
Technically.
Yeah, Sarah's sort of like more looking towards him, not really paying attention to what's going on.
But essentially, you'd see Skull's eyes. He looks over at Aixa, still with the bleeding hole in her stomach as well.
Go.
Oh.
He doesn't linger. But the insight was, it's a very special kind of concern.
Uh.
This is like when your rival is dying. Like, no, only I can do that. Only I'm allowed to do that to them.
Only I get to kill you. No one kills you but me.
Yeah, I think you're right, Blue. I think we see a ship forming.
Natural one. Natural.
Yeah, nobody kills you but me. Type thing.
Kind of role is like, oh god. Well, at least she's okay, I guess. Great.
Skulls, you concerned about her? Or no, Vic says, Skull, you concerned about me?
Zero you.
I mean, Crystal can help her if you need her to.
Yeah, I can heal her. Or do whatever I can. If you want.
But if you don't want us to, then Vic just starts to back
His
away slowly.
nose twitches.
You don't want us to, I understand.
I'll go.
Zero
Oh,
realizes. It'd
maybe
be a
this
shame
is a
for her
bad...
to bleed to death. That's not the death that she deserves. Because granted, I'm not the one doing it.
I can try my best to heal her.
Vic kind of looks at Crystal and gives her kind of a nod. Yeah, do that.
Okay.
And Vic says, well, think about it this way, Skull. You know, if you want to have a climax final battle with her one of these days, maybe it'll actually be under honorable terms.
Yeah.
He chuckles a little. As honorable as she can be, she's still a.
Sure, but everyone probably has their own reasons why they do stuff.
She doesn't believe in the same. Really, she doesn't follow an oath of the blade.
Well, I mean, to be honest, not many of us do. Vic says, I've always wild. Same time, that's more of a skin thing.
Yeah, I said, it's not bad. The fact that I never fight her.
I know, and I've noticed that. It's one of the things I respect about you.
Maybe it's a bad time. I'll go. I don't know if this is a bad time, but I give him the weapon I found. I was like, I found for you, Skull. You play have better use than me.
Yeah. He just holds it, feels the. This will work nicely. He just fastens it to his back. Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know who else is good with swords, but I thought you might need it.
No one else. Normally in Fire Emblem they flood you with swords, but
We have one,
you have one.
and he is our boy. He is our awesome.
Yeah, you're the only one I know that has swords, so I thought maybe give this to you if you want it.
I gladly or graciously accept. Thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome. She said with a smile.
Vic says, well, I don't need to know about the history between, but I just hope that it doesn't cause any problems.
Yeah.
Not me. You should be asking that to. I can put that behind. If I couldn't, I would have killed her now.
I know.
Yeah, but knowing you won't.
I don't normally have anything of value on me, so the word's my most valuable thing.
Sure. So, hey cleric, what can I do to help Skull's friend?
The same thing you do with Skull. Essentially, you do medicine checks. You don't have to roll checks because you're taking your time. Okay. So while you're doing, Paige, what would you like to talk to Joseph?
She's just talking about like different things he might have learned.
You know, the short or the long version?
Short. She basically just asks. She starts with asking what he thinks about the different sort of like races that he's run across so far.
You shrugs. Says it's very unique and very interesting. Because even despite the differences, magic still channels through all of it. It all manifests in the same. And magic, I believe, is a universal force. Which I act along. He says, I don't see in prejudicing. It seems redundant. No waste of everyone's time to do. Because despite age, race, way of life, whatever, they're not really different.
Sarah goes, before you met up with us, have you ever met a Manikeep before?
He says, no, back in the capital there was one. Or back from his home there was one.
Wait, is Joseph saying his home or from, or are you saying from?
Joseph's home.
Okay. She goes, what were they like?
Very calm fellows. It's very calm, very tall. Somewhat broader. He was always fascinated with wind magic. It was just his field of expertise, as you. That and the scrolls, as he holds up the one you guys hand. He's very wasn't very peculiar, but he had a very fondness of glassware. The darndest thing, a necklace made of glass. Edgar's just measuring distance.
You know, just so I can get in striking distance if my plan with her goes.
Oh,
You're just
gross.
glaring at each other.
Sarah just asks Edward, Sarah asks Joseph, quick question, what's Edward doing at the moment?
So, I'm unsure.
As he's writing in his book, glaring at Vanessa very intensely.
Like classic.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He just whispers to you, Sarah. However, in a lot of things I've read, you know, social engineering and all, the point. There's normally a way how affection is shown to some people.
She goes, with Edward, I slightly doubt it. He might just
He
be.
shrugs.
She goes, think of it like.
So did those people.
She goes, think of. That's true, but it develops over time, and they just met.
I ship them.
Really strong love-hate. Really.
Yeah.
In which. Anything else for Joseph?
Um, she asks him sort of like. She basically asks him, seeing if he's heard of their village.
Shakes his head. I don't know. said, I haven't acquired an
Congratulations.
atlas
You have been selected.
of this kingdom's reign yet.
Okay.
But I'm fascinated and to acquire a map of this Just the geography of it so far is astounding. Let's see, where are you? They said, so when did you first wield Dark Magic?
Oh, don't really remember when. Probably, like, maybe 5. Probably around 6.
Astounding. Astounding indeed. As I say, those who use magic get manifested in the same way. Just because the element may not be the same, doesn't mean your magic's any different. Very, very odd, but if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Take a pause to you for a second. Edward, what would you like?
As he just trying to guess how the best way is to get Vanessa off the team.
Off the wyvern?
Yeah.
Or did you say off your case?
Off my case. As he's just like, okay, go up to her. Say I really hate.
Is this happening? Am I witnessing that?
As he walks right here for striking distance.
Walk within or even better, staying out of striking distance.
As he says, I'm sorry for tackling you and calling you an idiot. I say we were both happened at that town. And
Cousin, it says it was self-defense. There's nothing to apologize for.
as Edward scoffs and says, okay, well, fuck you too then.
Before she says, but I accept your apology.
Edward says we should both apologize.
Don't push it, Edward. Out of character, don't push it, Umbreon.
He says that before he says we should both apologize.
Oh boy,
This is gonna end badly.
This dude was also here. I just forgot to mention.
Yeah.
I forgot his picture.
What's his name again?
He's Garrett's
You don't
son.
know his name.
No, we don't know his name.
Yeah, none of you asked. None of you had to.
Sarah's just chatting it up in the corner with Joseph.
Which something magical happens. Something magical happens.
Did Edward get punched?
When he walks over and puts his hand on her shoulder, he says, well, you gotta admit, he is trying. You gotta at least give him that, right? She looks at him, he looks down at her. She sighs, she says, fine, I'm sorry.
Edward says his back.
Imagine.
Sarah just
He
says,
says, be sure to play nice. They did help us. as he's walking past Edward, he is taller than her. He just looks at your. He winks.
Sarah just says Joseph. Okay. He either just thinks of Vanessa as she points to she points like she does a quick point to Yara. She goes, he probably either thinks that, he probably either thinks of Vanessa as a sister or actually likes her.
Shrug. All I do know is that with what you said earlier, a lot of times that sort of affection is followed by a whole lot of self-denial.
Eh. Anyway.
This is obviously said to where Edward, you can't hear them.
As he just says quietly to himself, why do I feel people are shipping us?
Yes, Blue, it is a gift.
It's a gift.
I assume Nathan's just watching this. I can't breathe. Anyway.
So, Edward, any continuation to that?
Yeah, I was about to say, come on.
Well, he's just gonna try lighting his mood and say, so what kind of things you like? Where did you meet your wyvern?
She would say she met him outside of the village, a bit off, closer to the mountains. She snuck away. And she always did enjoy doing bird calls. One specific one, she does it. You'd hear the wyvern make a chirping, a very weird, like toothy chirping sound as well. And she says, and I just began mimicking what I heard, and eventually, she came by.
This is how charming, and she's a she as he waves at the wyvern.
Well, it can't wave back. It doesn't have hands.
It winks.
Yeah, probably just winks. Yeah.
Sort of just staring at you. It is eating something. It's like a very content cowering. Just staring.
Staring into your soul, and it doesn't
Pretty
like what
much.
it sees.
Just staring into your soul. It's the funny. They're like, I am better than you! Dragon, whatever you.
Half dragon, that's not really a half dragon. As he begins writing in his book and writes down, Vanessa is tolerable.
She's upgraded on the social.
Yeah, I think.
She went to a Vanessa to talk.
Yeah, it went from a class 0
to just to hell with this bitch too. I could stand to see her breathe. Like, it wouldn't be the worst thing if she did.
I'm not saying if the option presented itself to save myself or her, I wouldn't pick.
Not yet, anyway.
Around the scenario.
But if it was her and money, I might consider not taking them.
George, or sorry, not George, but the person's name, because the picture I'm using is of a Fire Emblem archer.
Yeah.
Or his name is George.
Oh, yeah, true.
But here is his non-tattered clothes, because he was able to straighten him out, get him fixed, and all that while rest. So here's his new picture. So essentially from this to the
Fancy.
Fancy, smancy.
Yeah. By the way, out of character, I'm surprised no one's confronted Sarah about why you sort of like always keeps constantly covered.
I keep forgetting to.
You know, you know that Vic's not.
I know, but sort of like I would have been surprised since Sarah's never sort of like
That Joseph didn't think about.
yeah, like I'm surprised that Umbreon didn't point it out when she got up when she still had her hood up, sort of like covering, like when she is still sort of like
Forgot.
why she doesn't have her hood down or something like that.
Someone's possibly trying to hide something at risk of being offended by it. You don't want to press it normally when you're trying to get better with them.
Yeah, true.
Take that risk later.
Vic personally keeps on discouraging Edward from questioning her, Sarah, so he's just gonna stop prying. So he just, like, Vic was like, "Yo, she has her reasons for doing this," and he was like, "Okay, okay, I don't want to make any."
No, it's not that. Yeah, it's just one of those things that like Vic's like the polar. Vic's like one of those guys. Like, I don't care if you know what I am. I'll show you what I am. He lets his tail hang out, you know, and everything. He keeps his hair wild, you know, lets his ears just flow. You know, he doesn't really, he doesn't try to hide.
It's,
Yeah.
He's not discouraging Sarah for doing that. It's just that, you know, from a character to them, that. Yeah.
as Aitsa will finally wake up. She wakes up consciousness to essentially let's see if I can do it right. No, you can't have the golden monocle. Huh?
As she says that, Edward peers up and says, "Golden monocle."
Oh no! Sarah's like, Sarah just looks over at Joseph. She goes, Sarah's not even bothering to look back. She goes, "Let me guess. Um, but let me guess. Edward's getting greedy again."
Yeah, you could say
Gold
that.
was mentioned.
Yeah, gold.
All right, hold on. Give me a sec. Quick question. So it's like she got she has 400 gold, correct?
Yeah.
Are they split up into coins? Or sort of like how is it split up?
What? You lost.
I said how is the gold split up? Like, is it
Well, you guys
coins?
can split however you want.
No, I was asking you, is it coins or is it just like a certain like some object?
It's gold. I mean, you guys still have some solid gold bars. Edward has. I don't remember the other person who had.
Sarah.
Yeah, so Sarah, you and Edward both have gold bars, but you have to sell those first to make them into coin.
Okay. Sarah just goes, "Hey Edward," and she holds out the golden bar, sort of like distracts him from what he was talking about.
Hey, look, there's something shiny.
Sarah just she goes, "Watch this," and as she just sort of like pulls out the golden bar, she goes, "Hey Edward."
As you see him lean over and says, "What?" As he and starts like trying to persuade her to give it up, like, anything in my backpack you can have.
Sarah goes, Sarah just sort of like is distracting him using the golden bar.
Vic says, "Hey Edward, hey, check out what Sarah's got."
He's like, "Please give it to me. I'll give you anything in my bag."
That's not money.
That's not made of.
I love gold.
Let me get this straight. This person's saying, so you trade your gold for another gold?
No, anything that's not gold.
Oh. Never mind.
Sarah just sort of like By the way, Sarah sort of like look. I assume Skull realizes what Sarah's doing.
No, Skull already started chatting with ISO and conscious. He's like, he says something as, "Oh, you're thinking about that again." He says, "Wait, you still think about?" She says, "Yes, I'm still pissed about." Oh, come
Sarah,
on.
Sarah just hands him the. Sarah like just hands Edward the gold bar. She's like, just be nice. Just play nice.
Vic walks over to Nathan and new guy.
Yeah, you don't know his name yet. New guy.
That's why I'm going over there. That's why I'm going over there to figure out this guy's actual name. So I can
We can
actually
call him John Doe until we figure out his name.
Yeah, Vic's gonna walk over and
He whispers something to Nathan and goes like, "Since when did you start writing a date?"
Vic's ears twitch at that. He kind of walks over and he said, "Hey, don't know what to call you." He says, "Nathan, what? Introduce me, please." Well, no, actually, I'll introduce myself. And he says, "Victor Frederickstein. Pleasure to." And he reaches out a hand to give a hand to the new guy.
He goes, "Ah." He takes your. Sorry, where are my manners? Lionel.
Nice to meet you officially. Appreciate the help back there with Rat's skull. I don't what we would have done if you had helped him get back out of there. Definitely appreciate the help.
At least I could do. You're helping us get out.
I just hope we without
Me
knowing.
too.
That we won't.
And he kind of nudges over at Vanessa and he's, "Is she a relative of yours?"
He shakes his head. Not by blood.
Ah,
It's just that the families have been close.
right. So you grew up. So you basically.
Yeah, I watched her grow up.
Yeah. He kind of points back at Sarah and kind of those known each other for a long time. We treated each other like.
He nods. Because when the adults weren't around, I was the designated adult.
I can see why. You seem like you've carried yourself, done well for yourself as long as you've been able.
Yeah, that would have been better. They were smart enough to check my house first, or they searched it for any weaponry and disposed.
So you don't have any way to defend
He
yourself.
shakes his head. No, I lost my.
Dang. Maybe we can find some way to replace it in our village. I know we have at least one more mission that the village elder sent us on. It's going to take us past our village, so maybe we can find you something for yourself. In the meantime, do you have any training with sword?
He shakes his head.
No. He says, "Well, I found this iron sword in the village. I can't use it myself, and I don't think anyone else besides me is. But well, I thought it might be an option."
He says, "Unfortunately, no.
Well,
I haven't wielded a sword in my life."
either way, we'll help you any way we can to try and get back.
I appreciate it.
I feel like we owe you that much. And he says, "Hopefully, difficulties with any of the other races, because I'm pretty sure you've quite a randoms."
I don't. He actually points. He just whispers over. Vanessa's father was a Lagos, you know.
Really?
Yes, he explains the feathers in her hair.
Oh, I didn't think. Well,
You know?
I've never really met many people.
Unfortunately.
Any other people besides Maneki, which kind of hesitate saying.
Yeah, that's with what I've learned of him. Lagos normally lead more solitary tribe lives, of what I've learned so far.
Right.
So having one all the way come down, and well, unfortunately, he speaks. He was the first one taken by the general
Oh no.
Because he in the village, he had the most combat experience. He was actually in a military. He's apparently what I've heard him talk about. Granted, I was still around 3 at the time, 3, 4. He'd say he said something like he retired.
Is there any? Was there ever any news?
Shakes his head. Well, all I do know is that Alicia was extremely upset.
Where was she?
He just,
In the what was she in the building?
yeah, he just taps you and motions. Vanessa, she was with,
So
or at least, you know, with her, not actually with her. And then shortly after she recovered after Vanessa was born. He motioned over. He just says, and that's when she started essentially self-training, weapons and all that, because she was hoping to find a chance to look.
So no one truly knows.
No,
It's a shame.
Nathan would not. Yeah, Nathan would say, yes, the only bit I heard is that the lieutenant delivered the message himself that he is gone, or he was to be assumed dead.
Not good.
Because normally for crow logos, it's really hard to lock them down.
Yeah, I can't say I don't even know very much about my own race. I'm the only wolfskin I've ever seen. Never met another one like myself. Well, I'm anxious to get out there and find out more what I can do. Anything else like that. I don't know what it means to be a wolfskin. It might be nothing to it. It's just those curious things that I want to know.
He just nods.
Part of what keeps me.
They both would nod. That's a great question, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one that's kept me going for. He says, Nathan, thanks for your help.
You know,
We cut it kind of close.
we did. Right against the edge on that one.
That bird rider, he, I don't know what abilities he had. It seemed like he had the drop on. It seemed like he could have stopped us if he just a little bit too fast. It's hard to see.
Or he
Does
just
not.
wanted to be alive.
Yeah. Nathan, the problem is I don't know him.
You've never seen him in the town?
No.
Well, he must be
Must be new.
either that or he must be a special case. One that only gets brought in situations such as, I mean, we full on snuck into the town and attacked it from the inside. I'm sure they weren't expecting that.
You nod. Yeah, we're gonna pause right there. Paige, you have anything else?
Uh, Sarah is going to go. I'm gonna go. She goes. I'm gonna go see if. Basically, she was gonna collect some wood, or sort of like go grab something. Pretty much, it's just an excuse for her to get a little bit away, just sit and think for a moment.
Alright.
It'll try stealing that gold.
Oh no, Sarah already gave you the gold bar, by the way. Sarah gave you the gold bar, by the way.
Yes, you stole it by requesting it.
As he pockets it and says, "Yes, I'm going to be the richest."
You start,
And
like,
says, I
pulling the
mean,
gold bar, like,
Crystal
twice.
says, like, I saw that.
He pulls out the gold bar, like,
Sarah
twice.
gave it to him, literally.
Yes, Sarah gave it to him.
Oh. What's with you in... Are you greedy for gold?
The dragon.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
He just likes gold.
I love gold.
Anyway, that's what Sarah's gonna be doing.
Alright. Go get the wool. Because Joseph would have began working on that purify spell.
Yeah.
Or at least begin making cracks at it to see if he can actually get it to work.
Yep. And anyway, just to clarify, this is where Sarah's also out of hearing distance.
Which, okay, Jesse, you can resume your questioning.
Alright. Vic just says, well, I'm not sure where our travels are, but I know we need to at least start making our way back towards the village. Check in with our elder and at least maybe try to get some more whatever we might be able to spare. And then I guess we'll start with our original mission and make our way toward the town to the northeast village through the mountains. Correct me on the orientation if I'm wrong there. Out of character.
Yeah, you're heading essentially north.
He says it's going to take us through the mountain, which is going to be pretty rough terrain and tall. So,
Yeah.
any ways that you guys can think of that might help all of us prepare for that, just let it. We'll do whatever.
No.
Plus, we have, like, wings. Like, and then we can fly over the mountain.
Vanessa snicked.
No offense.
If only. That'd be a shame, wouldn't it? Do you actually say that?
No.
Okay, good. You're in striking distance.
I was doing a Mr. P.
Mr. Peabody?
Good old TV. Peabody.
They
What
did
a way
like a
to
movie
begin.
about that.
But yeah, that's all. We'll be ending right. And for doing all that, your guys' level should be level 6. You level up twice.
Nice.